The power coming from you felt the same as Allmight's. Midoria, tell me. Are you really Allmight's secret love child or something?
Am I? What?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my wife Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 6 of My Hero Academia, The Boy Born with Everything.
Coming off the heels of last episode with learning...
Solid episode title.
Yeah, learning some Todoroki and Endeavor dynamics as well as Allmight and Deku. What are your thoughts going into this episode?
So I'm looking forward to seeing how having more of Todoroki and Deku's quirks revealed and just kind of everyone in general, how that changes the inner character dynamics now that everyone's kind of getting a better idea of where everyone in the class kind of ranks and where they sit in that ranking and how that changes how they choose to be with everyone else.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you're excited for more My Hero Academia coming every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes early, they're all posted to Patreon right now in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for Season 2, Episode 6 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
All three of them put their
Jumping
trust
right
in
back
me.
in.
Perfect.
This is my responsibility. We all have our reasons to win this.
The neon
And I
rainbow
refuse
thing in
to
the back
let
is
the
very
others
cool.
down.
Yeah, it's very one for all.
Yeah.
Midoria, you're the one who created the opening for me and ensured our advancement.
Cries himself into the ground.
Me.
Now for a lunch break before the afternoon festivities! See ya!
Starving. Me too. Let's find some food. So, you brought me here. Now what? Well, we should probably eat soon. The cafeteria is gonna be busy. Don't you think?
Trying to make conversation.
He's all cold intimidation. Way different from Kachan.
I was overwhelmed, and it made me break the promise I made to myself a long time ago.
It would have given him such an advantage to use his left side, and yet, he didn't.
Ida and Kaminari, Yayorozu and Tokiyami.
Sorry, are his hands
Uraraka.
huge?
No, it's just scale.
Okay.
It's very difficult to draw hands, as you know.
Yes.
And yet, he didn't.
Ida and Kaminari, Yayorozu and Tokiyami, Uraraka. None of them felt it. In that moment, I was the only one who could sense your true power. It reminded me of something. Experiencing Allmight's quirk.
Oh yeah? Okay.
God, that's
Is that
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm saying, the power coming from you felt the same as Allmight's.
Oh boy.
Midoria, tell me. Are you really Allmight's secret love child or something?
Am I? What?
I've seen it. You've got Allmight in your
That's what he
corner
wanted to
helping
chat
you.
about.
Funny.
Okay. I get why you'd think that. As insane as it
It's kind of
sounds.
logical.
Well, are you?
Yeah, I mean, he
No,
got
wait, that's
genetic
not it at
stuff
all.
from his
But I
dad.
guess even if I was, I'd totally say it wasn't, so you probably won't believe me no matter what, I bet. Anyway, I promise, you've got the wrong idea. And why would you even
Wouldn't
think
that kind of be a
about
better
me?
explanation?
That's not it at all, this
Maybe.
interesting wording. It suggests there is something between you two that you're not supposed to talk about.
Giving it away.
My father is the hero Endeavor. You must have heard of him, which means you're aware that he's the #2 hero. So if you're connected to the #1 hero, Allmight, in some way, that would mean that I have even more reason to beat you.
Yo, long time no see. Let's catch up, Endeavor.
Classic All Might, especially this next part.
Allmight.
I haven't talked to you since that press conference 10 years ago. Been a while. I saw you and figured I'd say hi. Did you now? Well then, if that's all you wanted to do, we're done.
The fact that both of his eyes are like the blue
Chat
that
like we're old friends.
Shoto's right side is
Yeah.
or left side.
oh my goodness.
Come on, why the cold shoulder?
But anyway, I
That's
think
funny.
he said
Well, then,
something.
if
Yeah,
that's all
but
you wanted to do,
I missed
we're
it.
done. Huh? Chatting like we're old friends. What a joke.
By rights.
Come on, why the cold shoulder?
says to the
Get it?
player.
Because flames
After all,
on your shoulder.
Your son's doing very well out there, just using half his power. You must be a great teacher. Are you implying something? No! I want to know your secrets. How do we train the next generation of heroes? Do you really think I'd tell you anything I've taught the boy? You're all flash and no brains as usual. Out of my way. Okay. Let me assure you of one thing, Allmight. Whatever it takes, that kid of mine will beat you someday. I'll make sure of it. That's why I made him. You did what?
What?
He's in a rebellious phase right now, but he will take your place. I'll make sure of it.
My old man is ambitious. He
He
aims for the
made him?
Yeah,
That-
power
that's
to
why he
make a
made
name
him.
for himself as a hero. But he was never able to best Allmight, so the symbol of peace is living proof of his failure. He's still at it though, trying to take down Allmight, one way or another.
I'm not really sure what you're getting at. What are you trying to tell me, Todoroki?
Have you ever heard of quirk marriages? They became a problem in the first few generations after superpowers became widespread. There were those who sought out potential mates solely with the intention of creating powerful children. Many people were
Oh.
forced into
Yeah.
relationships. They were simply
Oh.
viewed as old-fashioned arranged marriages. But clearly it was unethical. My father has not only a rich history of accomplishments, but plenty of money to throw at his problems. He bought my mother's relatives to get his hands on her quirk. And now he's raising me to usurp Allmight. It's so annoying.
It's like quirk eugenics.
I refuse to be a
Yeah.
tool for that scumbag.
He was like made in that way.
In every memory of my mother, I only see her crying.
Poor kid.
I remember she called my left side unbearable before she poured boiling water on my face.
No.
The
Oh.
reason I picked a fight with you was to show my old man what I was capable of doing, without having to rely on his damned fire quirk.
And then showed the fire anyway.
See, I'm going to show him that I reject his power, and I can take first place without using it.
What?
Bakugo is
No.
listening all the time.
He heard
That is
all
so
of it.
Different than mine.
Yeah,
Sounds terrifying.
it's pretty crazy what he's been
Strange that
saying,
we could
right?
be aiming
Yeah,
for the
that's
same
awful.
thing despite such different childhoods.
You're obviously connected to Allmight, even if you won't tell me about it. But no matter how fiercely you come at me in the future, I will defeat you using only my right side. I can assure you of that.
So this is why Todoroki's so focused. He's like a comic book character. A hero with a tragic backstory, fighting to rise above it. Hey, wait! I'm only here because others have supported me. I've been really lucky.
Before we hear this conversation here, what do you think of the whole quirk marriage thing?
I don't know why I didn't see that coming. That's so par for the course for what humans would do if suddenly people had superpowers and they were genetic and different.
Now you understand why he hates Endeavor so much.
Gross. Yeah. Couple things I wanted to point out for Todoroki. He's still trying to prove something to his dad, which is still allowing for a level of control. And I don't mean that in like any way against him, because it's a very, very normal thing for children who hate their parents to still want them to be proud of them,
Yeah.
because it's literally biological. Children are programmed to do that. The most mentally healed way to view something like that is to not let it impact your decision making at all. the fact that it is impacting him means that he's more influenced by his dad than he thinks he is, or he tells other people he is. Separately,
Wow.
I think I was really, really touched by the fact that he didn't shit on his mom, even though she like poured boiling water on him. Just his understanding that like her doing something so awful was a result of her being put in this like horrible situation, I think it's incredibly mature and selfless.
Yeah, says a lot about his character.
It really, really does. Wow.
Powerful scene.
Hey, wait!
I thought you'd be interested in it.
Yeah.
Others have supported me. I've been really lucky. In fact, I've had even more help since I've come to UA.
Have no fear, you're safe. I am here.
Can't you just give him some of my points? I'll support you with everything
Can't be a pro if you only have one
Guess
trick.
we passed the shipwreck, so...
Get the hell out of my way,
Team up
Deku!
with me, person in first place!
It was around his head where his guard was the weakest. Young man, you too can become a hero.
Allmight is constantly saving people with a fearless smile. He's the greatest hero, and I want to be just like him. In order to do that, I have to be strong enough to become #1. I know my motivation might seem stupid compared to yours, but still, I can't lose this either. I owe it to everyone who supported me to try my best. You declared war on me earlier. Well, right back at you.
Woo!
All right.
I am going to beat you!
Big moment for Deku.
All right, he's standing up for himself.
Just, I love the look in his eyes here, like
Yeah.
the determination, you know?
Well, because you can just tell it's so not natural for him.
Yeah. That's the cool part about animation is you can see when they
Yeah.
really are, there's a change happening.
Exactly.
And Bakugo also heard him saying he's not All Might's son.
Yeah.
Time for the last round! But before that, good news for everyone who didn't make the finals! Since this is a sports festival, we prepared some super fun side games everyone can participate in! We even brought in cheerleaders from America to get your blood pumping! Hold up!
Oh boy.
What?
Oh boy.
Oh, seriously.
You're gonna see why. It's ridiculous.
Looks like Class 1A is going full-on fan service!
No way.
They literally called it fan service.
You're gonna regret this!
Yaoyorozu, Jiro.
Uh-huh, do you need something?
Well, I'm sure you already know since you're like a class rep. But they said all the girls have to wear those uniforms for the big cheer battle this afternoon.
That's odd. This is the first I'm hearing about it. Are you sure?
You don't have to believe me if you want to get in trouble. But this is coming straight from Mr. Aizawa. I thought maybe you'd forgotten, so I figured I'd remind you just in case.
Why is it that I always end up falling for that little pervert's stupid schemes? I even used my quirk to make these outfits.
Ugh, I hate those guys! Well, we do have a little time before the finals start, and I kind of like these uniforms, so... How about we just roll with it? Are you crazy? Wow, Toru, you got skills.
Easy for you to say no one can see you.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the stuff Mineta does. I'm like, what are we doing here?
The top 4 teams will be duking it out one-on-one in a tournament-style fighting competition!
So it'll be just one-on-one.
You're not gonna want to miss these epic matchups!
All right.
All right, so we just get a series of just brawls between the kids. Love it.
Yeah. Finally getting the chance to show what we're made of. I watch these finals every year and now I'm actually in them.
So wait, is it always a tournament?
The final's always a
The
one-on-one
bracket style is
competition,
super
but they switch it
interesting.
up every time. Last year it was a foam sword fighting match.
Come closer
What?
and draw lots to see who you're up against.
What?
How do
Then
you
enjoy the pleasure of the
foam sword
recreational
fight someone with a
games before
quirk?
we
I
start.
don't even know.
The 16 finalists have the option of participating in those activities or sitting out to prepare for battle. I'm sure you all want to conserve your stamina. I'll start with the first place team.
Excuse me. Sorry, but I'm withdrawing.
Oh, Jiro, no way!
But this is a rare chance for you to get scouted.
It just wouldn't be right. I barely remember anything from the cavalry battle until the very end of it. I think it was that guy's quirk.
Wait, who was Ojiro with
Oh.
again? Him?
Does he just
I know
like
this is a great opportunity.
wipe
Wish I could
people's
take advantage of
minds?
it, but my conscience won't let me.
Just think about this.
I have, okay? Everyone gave their all in round 2, but I was just someone's puppet. No way. I don't want to advance if I don't even know how I got here. It wouldn't be fair.
You're making way too much of this. Just kill it in the finals and prove you should be here. Yeah, what she said.
I mean, what do you think? I mean,
either.
I think I'd stay, but like, not knowing.
About my pride here.
Yeah, it's a little weird not knowing how you got there.
It is, but it's a quirk competition. Like
Also,
weird
why are all
shit
the
is
girls dressed
happening.
like cheerleaders?
Nirengeki Shoto from
He's just
Class
like,
1B.
what is
I
reality?
think
Why
I should
is this
withdraw for the
happening?
exact same reason, regardless of how strong I am. This isn't how I wanted to get here. It would go against the values of the festival to advance without earning my spot.
Listen to these guys! They're so manly!
Well now, here's another weird turn of events.
We'll have to see what Midnight has to say about all this. She's the one in charge.
This sort of talk is incredibly naive, my boys. That turns me on. Shera, Ojiro, you're withdrawn.
Did she say it turns her on?
Girl.
Don't worry. I'll win it for you.
What?
Now let's see. We'll have to move up 2 students from the 5th place cavalry team so we have enough contestants.
We were frozen most of the time. Honestly, we barely did anything in the cavalry battle. Isn't that right?
Yeah, how are they gonna pick?
Girls, you should choose from the group that kept fighting the whole time. Team Tetsu Tetsu.
Kendo!
I'm not doing this as a favor. It's just fair.
Seriously, you guys?
A fair over. How are they gonna pick which 2 though?
And so, Tetsu
I guess
Tetsu
they
and
just
Shio's
pick
up here
themselves.
advance to
Oh.
the final. Take a look at the bracket, my dears. These are your opponents.
Seriously? How does this keep happening?
The 2 same quirks.
That's so funny.
That's all that I ask of you.
Ma chérie, I'm afraid it's the end of the road for
So
you.
these are the matchups.
All right.
To melt your butt.
I'm the first match of the first bracket, which means I might fight Todoroki next. Great.
Oh,
First
wow.
things first.
So one of them is gonna get knocked out
Don't
real
worry
early.
about
That
this
was not.
Shinso guy.
That is you, right?
Yeah,
Izuku
okay.
Midoria?
He's fighting him.
Awesome.
It's him.
If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us to the hero course.
From general studies.
A pleasure. So you excited?
Not so fast.
Ojiro, what's the deal?
You can't say a word to him.
If someone had a tail and covered my mouth with it,
Did you hear what he said
yes,
though?
you can't say a word to him. I was more
Can't
distracted
say
by
a word
that.
to him.
I was just
He's gotta
thinking.
be like a mind reader, mind fucker, something.
Nice. But in terms of the tail, I was just thinking, what is the difference between that since he holds it up and another arm? It's just an
It's
arm.
not. It's just another really big arm that can counterbalance, theoretically.
Yeah. So covering somebody's mouth with it.
Right,
it's
yeah.
just
If
an arm.
someone came up to me in a sports arena and was just covering my mouth, no. No.
I think it makes sense.
No.
Press a button?
You're done. That's nice of
You
him
could
to
be my
point out,
second
though.
match.
So why would you help
You
him?
must advance, Midoria.
He's not in the tournament anymore.
So I can beat you with one hand.
Uraraka? Who the hell's that?
Literally your
Hey,
classmate.
Disrespectful.
Correct. I'm Tenya Ida.
That's perfect. I have something nice for you.
Okay, let's press pause for a momentary interlude. Before the battles begin, it's time for some pulse-pounding side games.
Okay.
But it was also Bakugo versus Uraraka.
Yeah,
That's an interesting matchup.
that is very interesting.
I completely forgot this was a thing. They're doing scavenger hunt.
What in the heck?
Back fat. What the
Jake,
fuck?
they're actually taking these dumb side games seriously? As usual, those Class 1A idiots really need to get their priorities in check.
Mama! If you're not playing, come with me.
Okay. I think you may have the wrong impression of me, Kendo.
Trust
Oh
me.
my
I don't think she
god.
does. That's so funny.
Even though we were told to have fun, those of us in the tournament couldn't relax. Some tried to come up with a strategy.
I've seen Montana do that
face.
face.
There were those who prepped for the
Definitely
fight,
been there.
or tried to hype themselves up. And others still who just focused on trying to calm their nerves. We wanted to be ready for anything. And before we knew it, the finals began.
That's it. I'm pretty much done here.
Thank you, Cementos!
I love his power. He just controls cement.
That's so cool.
After all the action you've already witnessed, it's time for the real battles to begin! Can you feel the excitement? Our competitors are on their own now. Sometimes heroes have only themselves to rely on. Heart, skill, strength, wisdom, courage. They'll have to use all these things to rise to the top.
Hey. Sorry I haven't said hi. You've been great. You harnessed one for all.
He's been
not
so
really.
Alright.
proud of him this whole time.
Yeah.
Still worried about using it. I imagined
did
the
it,
egg in the
though.
microwave or how it felt to hit that villain, but I'm still not in control. It feels so unpredictable, like I might be ripped apart if I'm not completely focused. Besides, I'm still not ready to fully wield it, I can tell. Even after so much training, my body is weak. It just can't handle your power at 100%.
Yeah. If we're talking about how much of One for All you'd be able to use at this point, I'd say my closest guess would be about 5% or so.
What? Only 5%? Wow.
5%.
Okay. I guess I really have only been getting
Wow.
by because of luck and my friends helping me out.
All I want to hear
No.
you say is that you'll do your best, damn it! There's no such thing as luck. You're never gonna
Literally
become the
Montana.
hero you want if you believe in something like that. Listen.
Imposter
whenever you're scared
syndrome
or
is
nervous
a
about a
very
fight,
real thing.
just try and deal with it by smiling. You made it this far, kid. Even if you're worried, you must stand tall. Don't forget that I'm counting on you and cheering you on.
His little smile.
Very sweet.
I can't believe, like, little Deku, because he grows the whole series, like, seeing him.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Oh,
How many seasons is this?
there's gonna be 7. There's
Oh,
6 out
shit.
right now.
Okay.
And they're 25 episode seasons. So it's,
Wow.
yeah, this show has a lot of episodes.
Cool.
Back to the good stuff and not delay these finals any longer.
Here we go.
Welcome our first fighters. Whoa, he looks kind of scared of that.
Okay, what is this guy's power?
Versus
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he say, whoa, he looks kind of scared in that picture?
welcome our first fighters. Whoa, he looks kind of scared of that picture.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I've never noticed that.
From General Studies, who really hasn't done anything to stand out yet. The rules are simple. Immobilize your opponent or force them out of the ring. You can also win by getting the other person to cry uncle. Bring on the injuries because we've got our very own recovery girl waiting on standby. So put your morals aside.
So just get him out of the ring or knock him out?
But of course, no life-threatening crap, folks. It's not allowed. Real heroes use their power to throw villains in jail, not kill them.
I'll stop anyone who tries to get too rough.
So you can just give up, huh? In a way, this is a test of how strong your spirit is. If you know what you want your future to hold for you, you can't worry about what other people think. That monkey was going on about his pride earlier. But I just think he's an idiot for throwing away his chance like that.
Don't you talk about him that
That's it. I win.
One thing he didn't need to do.
Warned him not to say anything. Hey, what's the dealio? This is the first match. It should start out with a bang.
Like hypnosis?
And Midoria is completely frozen.
And that is where we are left for episode 6 of My Hero Academia Season 2. They are very mean with the ends of these episodes.
Now turn around and walk out of bounds like a good little hero.
Everyone is watching. Everyone!
Oh? Another great episode in the books. What are your first thoughts before we jump into our discussion?
What is that guy's power? That is so interesting because I feel like it has to be some kind of like hypnosis memory control thing, but I feel like typically those are associated with eye contact, not conversation. So the fact that it was like, don't talk to him, I feel like I've not ever seen anything like that.
If you enjoyed that and are excited for our next episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below and be on the lookout for episode 6 of season 2 coming this Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes of My Hero early in their extended full-length forms, they're all posted to Patreon right now. We have a lot to discuss before we do that. Where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions after every episode that we watch of any show we're watching, check out the link in the description below and join at any level to start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. All right, question 1. Miss Breadloaf asks, at the end of the episode, we see Deku ready to face off against Shinzo. However, before any punches are thrown, we see Shinzo make the proclamation that he's already won, while Deku seems to be frozen and unresponsive. Earlier in the episode, we see Ojiro back out of the competition because of what happened with Shinzo's quirk. Do you think whatever happened to Deku is happening because of Shinzo's quirk? Also, what do you think of the quirk, and why do you think Ojiro told him not to speak?
It's a very interesting quirk. I think whatever happened to like the general group during the cavalry situation is the same thing that's happening to Deku. The voice thing is still kind of throwing me for a loop because that doesn't make any sense to me right now, especially the certainty with which he was like, I already won. Like it was 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be some kind of memory wipe thing.
That could definitely, well, I can't really comment on it much, but those are some good guesses. Let's go to question 2. Ooh. Question 2. Danny C asks, Shoto gives Deku his backstory about a terrible father with fire powers and an accident that leaves his left eye with a bad scar. Whether it was intentional or not, a lot of people draw similarities to Zuko and the Avatar universe. Based on what you've learned about Shoto, where do you think his character arc will take him, and what are your thoughts on his story?
Okay, very, very cool. I definitely saw the Zuko comparison right away. The difference between the mothers is interesting because I think we can say with certainty, for sure say that Ozai sucks. We can for sure say that Endeavor sucks. And they both have very positive outlooks on their mom despite having very different relationships with their mothers respectively. I think ultimately his character is going to turn into him becoming a hero because he wants to be and not because he wants to prove it to his dad, because that's still about his dad, even if it's about hating his dad. And I think potentially maybe like exposing him for being shitty, or I can't imagine that what Endeavor did to Todoroki's mom is like allowed.
Making a marriage for the specifics of how the child will be genetically
exactly
is pretty, I would say, universally unethical.
Yeah, that's just universally wrong, but it was my understanding from the way they described it that doesn't happen anymore in this universe.
I might have missed the line. I think maybe they did, but they also said he has enough money to throw at it. So maybe they might have banned it by now, but they were like, Endeavor doesn't matter. He has the money to throw at it, so he won't get in trouble.
I guess the thing I'm thinking for Todoroki is one of those things where like, okay, legally you can't do anything, but like court of public opinions kind of thing, where if he's the number 2 hero, it's hard to view someone as a hero when they're so evil to the people they are supposed to protect better than your average citizen.
Yep. I think that's a good way to look at Endeavor, is he's pretty much an inverse of what you'd think somebody would be hero-wise. Like more invested in. Well, there's a lot to discuss about that. You had a lot of really interesting points that will also be interesting in a few seasons. But let's go to our final question. All right, and this is something that you kind of brought up, but I want to hear your thoughts on. Question 3, Markabel Jaden asks, what do you think are the pros and cons of having a hero ranking list like one in My Hero Academia, and would it be better if we got rid of it?
Okay, I don't know if this is like maybe an unpopular opinion, but like I don't get athletic competitions. I really, really don't.
In what way do you mean? Like
why?
Why do like football?
Like why is being the best at that something that you're going to commit that much time to?
Because it takes a lot of dedication and it's a healthy thing, and then also you get paid for it. Like I think pushing the human body to be as physically gifted as it can be is kind of a pretty universal trait.
I guess in the sense that like striving to be better is not a bad thing. Like wanting to improve yourself is not ever a bad thing. But if you're the third in the world and you are deeply, fundamentally unhappy because there are 2 people who are like better at punching people than you are, come on.
I mean,
Kim, there's people that are dying.
No, I've never had an obsession with being number 1 either, but I'm also not a pro athlete, and I'm assuming there might be a correlation there. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm more in Deku's lane where it's like I want to be a hero, like I want to be in the league.
Exactly.
But like some people know they can be in the league, so they have to find another rung to go towards, you know?
Yeah,
but
I guess just in
okay,
you know what it is?
You would get rid of the list?
I would absolutely get rid of the list. You know what the other thing about it is? I know we're comparing it to athletics, but the saving people component, putting like a personal ranking on who saves the most people is icky.
Yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. Like, I never really concretely thought what parameters, but like when he's always wanting to beat Allmight, was he like grabbing people and being like, get down, I need to go save more people? Like was it like how exactly?
No, exactly.
You know?
Was there like a building burning and he waited until it was 80% of the way done so he could pull people out as it was collapsing? Because it looks so much better.
Know what I mean?
What a
like,
hero.
I'm wondering what exactly constitutes that
exactly
even now, but yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention for that, we were watching a documentary earlier where they had people like learn how to balance plates, and the experiment was half the people, they had the like professional plate balancer just say like, oh my god, you're doing such a great job, you're a natural, you're amazing. And the other half are like, even if they did amazing, it's like, I just, you know, the spirit wasn't there. Like I feel like
it was a pretty terrible performance.
It was just really negative. And then gave them an hour to practice and then had them come back and see how they did. And the people who were hyped up, even if they were shitty, did so much better. And the people who were told, oh, that wasn't very good, oh, you need to be better,
they
all
sucked.
Did so bad.
The best person in the plate competition
at the beginning
was given negative responses and then was terrible the next time.
And the person who was one of the worst at the beginning ended up doing amazing.
Yeah.
And so the obsession with ranking and being good for the sake of saying you're good or being known for being good is fundamentally unproductive.
Yeah,
and that's why I think Deku is going to be such a good hero and why he's the perfect person to take over for Allmight, because I don't think any of what is motivating Allmight to be number 1 is I love being number 1.
He's never mentioned it.
Never.
He's never even said number 1. He said
which is,
symbol of peace is the only thing he said.
That's what he cares about, and that's why he's number 1, which is like the really difficult catch-22 that like if you are shooting for the top, you will never get there because you just can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I can't believe it's my job to discuss my hero.
This is so fun.
But so on that happy note and amazing points, that is where we're left for this episode. Are we excited for episode 7 of season 2 of My Hero?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.